Hello and welcome to our 7-7 twin flame portal transmission. And this is a complete distraction, baby, but I just have to say, here looking in these videos, I am obviously taller than you, and I can see it on these videos.
Ah, well.
Do you see it? Well, no, slouch back down. I'm just kidding.
So,
Yeah, I am a little bit taller.
What does everyone weigh in here?
Yes. Well, welcome. We're excited to be here. We have been in union for 7 years. We came into union in May of 2019. And so this year, while we were in Costa Rica, we celebrated our 7-year anniversary of our twin flame reunion, if you will. But what a lot of people don't realize that if you are a twin, would love to hear if this resonates. And, you know, if you're a twin, let us know in the comments, and we'd love to hear a little brief synopsis of what your journey's been like and where you're at in your journey right now.
Yeah.
So wouldn't that be fun?
Do. Yes.
Yeah. So, but what a lot of people don't realize is that so many twin journeys start before reunion. So mine actually started in 2017, as did yours.
Yeah.
During the big eclipse that happened August of 2017. That is when I got catapulted. That's when the shift started. And I think
there was a noticeable shift.
And then 6 months later, I left my husband, and you started figuring out your situation, and a lot of things changed at that time. And that was the beginning of
that was like my activation into the pre-twin.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just seeing that I want to actually comment something. I'm gonna go find it in here. But anyways, so this matters because there is so many key things that we've learned over these last 7 years being in union, and specifically now in retrospect, kind of like decoding and demystifying the years leading up to manifesting each other, and then also reflecting on these last 7 years of what has kept us in union. And basically we haven't stayed in union for 7 years. We've never officially broken up, but we have had several cycles of separation and of no contact. Not like months and months or years and years, but days, no more than a week at a time because of the way our kids' schedule works. But we have had a lot of tumultuousness. And when we originally created this channel, what's up? You gay? Yes, we are lesbian twin flames. Nice catch, my guy.
Oh, that was funny.
And what was I going to say? Staying in union. I know, that just made me laugh. Oh, we created this channel.
Oh, there we go.
A lot of you have found us from 7 years ago when we had our twin flame. What was the call even called? Like how we met? Our twin flames?
That's it.
Yeah.
It was like part 1 and
part 2. We talked about our pre-twins and all of that. So that was the origination of the channel. And crazy thing, we kind of threw this up. We just threw it together, just started talking about our journey, and not that the channel exploded, but with very little effort, we were at 1,000 subscribers basically. And then we have kind of not touched it. We've put up a couple other things that are kind of not even on topic with twin flames. We just were putting up videos and other content.
Throw it on the YouTube.
Yeah. Well, and a big part of this, you guys, is that I just saw someone says that I like that. And I don't know if they're saying I like that you're gay or what, but that just caught my attention. So just so you know, we do have ADHD, both of us. And so there are times when we literally have to ignore the comment section.
Yeah.
And then times we check in with it so that we can stay on topic.
It's true.
But what I was going to say is that we originally created this channel, you guys, to share our twin flame journey. And then that shit got hard. And
and the sharing didn't get shared.
It's like we couldn't share. It's like we were so deeply in the process of holy fucking shit, how do we stay on this ride? So we were, from the moment we were in twin flame, like soul recognition, which was incredible. We will be posting the video again later. I know some of you are joining us from YouTube. If you want to be in our Twin Flame Codex Collective Facebook group, let us know, and we will, like, just let us know in the comments, and afterwards we'll go reply and put it, and then we'll edit this. We can put it in the description of the video too, so that you guys can get in there, because we're going to be sharing from now 7/7 to the 8/8 portal. We're going to be just kind of unpacking these last fucking 7 years of we had a timer go off. I told you we have ADHD. We have timers, like a mother lover.
Yeah, live my life by timers. Have to.
Yeah. But these last 7 years have been an initiation.
Yeah.
And that's why we created the Twin Flame Codex Initiation. All of these downloads and everything has been coming through basically post our 7 years. It's like the 7-year cycle hit, and it was like...
There was some... It was notable, and we talked about it.
It was in Costa Rica, and we felt it as we were approaching this 7 years.
Yeah.
And so these last 7 years have been an initiation, sometimes from hell, for sure. But as you know, as twin flames on the journey, there are these beautiful highs and these beautiful lows. And part of union is getting into a space of neutrality and a space of, what would you describe it as? Like, I mean, it's union. It's peace. It's grounded passion. It's it's peaceful polarization. Amazingness.
Yeah, it is. It's just like having the best day ever, because
every day
it's the macro, right, to the micro. So inside we're feeling all of that union, good energy, and then manifested on the outside is the best day ever.
Exactly.
Basically.
Exactly. You get it.
That's really lightly putting it. Lightly. It's the best.
So before we actually jump in and start really bringing y'all some activations from these last 7 years and really getting into it, and that's what this next month is about, is going to be, it is unscripted, it is going to be raw, it's going to be real. We're going to be being more dirt honest than we've ever been, but the truth is, we got into union and we both have Mormon backgrounds, born and raised LDS, where being gay is not a thing that you do.
No.
That is how you go to hell. Okay. So basically, we already, when we, can we not, like, what do you, I know, you're just hearing it right there, right? See, I'm like, can we not fiddle with this thing? I'm in the middle of saying something distracting.
It is distracting.
I know. So it's basically like, what was I saying? Okay, we already had people like fighting the union, and already had people like putting up a fight. And so when that happens, and every twin flame dynamic is different because every soul is different, and then you have to realize that like you're one soul, right? So there's like this oversoul, but you do have unique neutrino streams that you came in on. So there's an essential differentiation, and we get way more into this in the Twin Flame Codex, and we'll talk about it more throughout this month. But this is something that's important to understand, is that so often in the twin flame journey, we can get so caught up in the ways that we're similar and that we're twins, that the honoring of the individuation and the neutrino fields doesn't happen, and that will fuck your shit up really, really fast. It really will. We're gonna be sharing things we haven't shared yet, and the reason we haven't shared them yet is because when we were trying to stay in union, and we could feel a lot of, first of all, some karmic stuff we had to work through around, it gets to be easy to be in union. Things get to come to us smoothly. We don't have to sacrifice and struggle and suffer, and like really honestly at a deeper layer than I've ever heard or seen even possible, because I had done years of personal development before being in union, really eradicate the victim mindset and come into radical responsibility. But the truth is, like, we haven't shared some of these things because we were wanting the support and the acknowledgement and the validation of our union from our families and from the people in the community, that the last thing that we wanted to bring forward was the shit that we were navigating in union. and open the union up to outside opinions and judgments, and when we already weren't feeling validated and supported in the union. So honestly, it was part self-preservation, but second part, like, we're still in the middle getting the initiation, and it was like a fire hose. I would say it's like, it's just full. It drowns you, right, in this way, all the while launching businesses online, trying to combine a family of four, navigating some counter parenting on the other side, in the past. And so much of those things made it that it wasn't time to share, and it wasn't time to talk about it. But it is now. So opening the floodgates to share with you all the things. And before we do that, we're just going to set the space.
Well, yeah, I guess what I wanted to say too is like, there's a lot of things that we've learned during this time that it's like, we just have looked back at some things and really, with all the personal development and all the things that we've worked on ourselves, it's like we've been in this space of realizing that it didn't have to be quite so hard. It didn't have to be quite it's all perfect and divine, but it's like we can really see now, looking back, that there's some things that could have helped.
Oh, 1,000%. And that's why we're talking to you today.
And that's why we want to help you. We want to help you kind of learn from our mistakes, and give you guys some
powerful insights and tools. So that's why we created the Twin Flame Codex Initiation. That's why we created it. If you want to know more about it, the link's in the description. We created it because of this, because we looked back, and here's the beautiful thing about the Twin Flame dynamic. Obsessed with this woman, okay? Like, my perfect flavor in every way, my everything. Like, if you know what I'm saying, okay? So like, this is my brand of cocaine. All right. This is like my core addiction. This is my nemesis. Okay. This is also my muse, my inspiration, like all of this motherfucking shit. Okay. It's the truth. So, and I get lost in even saying that. What were you saying before that? Oh, the beauty is that the pull of wanting to be together basically has forced. That's what the initiation. It's like, if I want this, then I get to be reborn, basically. I get to burn down all of my old beliefs about myself, about the way the world works, about God, about all of these things. And I have to question my most deepest instincts that are actually so often protective, reactionary programming from trauma, from past lives, from karmic contracts, right? And so that's the beauty of the container. And we're excited and honored, if you're watching this, to be a twin is an honor. It's not something we've talked about for quite some time, but when you feel a pull like this and something that's so strong, you have a unique opportunity to become a version of yourself that you didn't even like know was possible, to identify shadows that you would have never seen otherwise. And we'll get more to that in a minute. But before we do that, now that this intro is through, we're going to take a quick minute, and we are going to set the container in the space.
There we go.
And declare and create what will be. And this protection goes to before this moment, actually, because right, time's not real. So we're just going to create some space and intentionality around this live stream, around the people who view it and see it, and how the information is used, dispersed, and perceived and interpreted. So we're just going to take a quick second to close our eyes on down, unless you're driving or operating heavy machinery. Do this in spirit, obviously. Be smart. Closing the eyes on down, starting to take some nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. Just bringing yourself to center, bringing yourself to presence in the body, feeling the way that your feet feel on the floor beneath you. Good. In your mind's eye, see, feel, hear, or know that there's a beautiful, bright, white beam of loving golden light streaming down from the galactic central sun, that source energy, percent pure love light. See and connect to this beautiful beam now. See it entering the top of your forehead at your crown and flushing and flowing and clearing and cleansing through your entire energy system. Every layer, every lifetime, every fiber, every tissue, every nook and cranny and corner and crevice just flushed and flooded and full of light. Anywhere that there's negativity, doubt, fears, tags, entities, any lower vibrational aspects that are no longer serving you, see the light just dissolving and releasing and clearing those energies. Nice deep breath in. We're going to hold at the top. Nice deep breath in through the nose. Hold it. Try to breathe in a little bit more. In the bottom of your feet now and growing like roots into the earth, into Mother Gaia. Completely connected to the heavens, completely connected to earth, flushing and flowing this beautiful column of 100% love, light, source energy. And from the safe and sacred space, we're just going to thank all of our beautiful teams of light for being here present, leading, guiding, and directing this work, creating a protected space that the information that is shared here will be received in the way that it was intended to serve and support the sovereignty and the evolution of each individual soul that it touches. And also putting a special protection over this live stream that any and all negative energy, nefariousness, dismissiveness, or attempts at sabotage be alchemized and turned into additional support and service and energy and resource to disseminate this information to more and more of the beautiful twin souls that need it. Thank you, thank you. And so it fucking is, everybody. That feels good.
Mm-hmm.
Good, good. All right.
That was nice.
Yeah. Where should we start, baby? We've got a few topics here that we have laid out for today. These lives are going to build sequentially, but whenever you find this, it's the perfect timing, and you're going to receive them in the order that speaks to you. So as we go throughout this next month, some of these are going to be coming in a little bit more title and topic specific. But today we wanted to kind of lay the foundation and open up the space to really give you kind of the raw nitty gritty of what we've discovered. And we have hired twin flame coaches before, paid a beautiful investment and loved these individuals. And there was so much that we had to learn in the trenches of our own initiation for 7 years that has brought us to the methodology that we have today, and the systems that we have come to. And again, these were not, I mean, they were hard earned. I'm not going to lie. This has not been easy. But it's been beautiful and it's been worth it. And the motivation of what the union is, like pulls you through it, like pulls you forward, right? Like that love that is unlike anything you've ever experienced.
Yep. Yeah, we've got a comment here. It's from Yella603. I'm still in the separation phase. It's definitely an honor. She's married to someone else, but I have to focus on me. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. And that's one of the key components inside of the twin flame dynamic. And this is something that does require installing a new software program of a way of interpreting reality. So here in the 3D, we have very specific rules, right? And ways that we like see reality and interpret reality and like define meaning of things. And in order to be in to create the conditions for union, and that's what it's about, right? It's not about going out and getting them. And you've probably heard this if you've been in the twin flame space, like the runner chaser dynamic, like quit chasing, like focus on yourself. Yes, that is true. And there is another layer to this. There's more nuance than that, where when you get into the deeper core codes of union, you actually get to do the work on where you're the runner and that's something that we can go deeper in on more in the future. But there are these it's almost like the way that we talk about it sometimes is like not that there's no easy way out. How did I word it this morning? Which was like, I don't have the luxury of not trying, basically.
Yeah.
I don't have the luxury of like giving into my shadows. And it's not that I have to be perfect to be with you, but I get to be aligned. And that's the difference. We're no longer seeking this perfection. Like initially when we were trying to figure out, like we would have these moments of fights, right? Where we're like in separation energy. Like you can't be in the room with me. You can't be in the house with me. I'm wanting you to be, but you can't be. And I'm like alone, right? And I'm in this separation energy and I'm feeling that fucking feeling. You know the feeling I'm talking about? It's like, I call it like the cannonball wound where it's like, ugh. It's like your heart feels like, I feel like it's been run through a meat grinder. And I'm telling you, these are feelings that I never felt before the twin thing. Like, can you relate? It's like you're feeling things. You're like, I never felt this shitty.
Oh, no.
And this, like, it's almost like the light source leaves your life, or like the sun is gone, or it's like, it's this feeling of doom and separation that is like agony. And I get why it makes people so fucking crazy. I know it's made me fucking crazy. But in those moments of being alone,
it really has.
We're getting hearts. People are like, yeah, that's me. Oh. It's like, I love her so much. I've never hated somebody and loved somebody so much in my life. These moments of just, but in those moments of being alone, right? Like I'm alone. Those are the moments that, basically you're like forced to soul search.
Yeah.
And in the early days, like I would say the first, oh man, it was different because there's different initiation for each year we were together. But there would be these moments in separation of rumination, right? Like, oh, something's off. What the fuck? Why? Right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I feel like I see it so clearly. Like she should just da 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 da, right? And you're probably thinking something similar. Like if you
like,
could only...
what's happening right now? Are we in the same reality? Are we in the same room? Are we in the same, hello? You know, space.
Hello.
But it's not, that's not how it's going. You know.
Yeah, you know. If you know, you know.
I feel like that's when it happens too, is like in the talk, it's like there'll be something. Right? There'll be something. You can feel the first like, and that is like, oh, thank you for shining the light. I'm so meant to just shine the light on it. That's what happens inside of me.
You can't hide from your twin flame, motherfuckers. You can't. Like you can't.
Yeah, you can't.
Because to be in union around them is to have a big, huge, shiny spotlight on yourself. They're the biggest mirror that's ever existed. All relationships are mirrors, right? But the twin flame one is like a soccer punch to the face because it does feel like that fire hose of self-reflection. Like I was joking with you this morning and I wrote it down here so I could share it. I said, you can trigger my mother wound, my father wound, my wounded healer wound, my victim and my martyr with one motherfucking look. Look at this face. This face right here. One look.
Which one?
One tone. This one. One look, one tone. And I can go from feeling like the baddest bitch on the block to feeling like I am a freaking tiny, puny little ant on the ground. And she may not mean anything by it. Or she might.
Right.
But either way, right? We know this from the world of personal development. Like, are you fully empowered when you still have triggers that anybody can push and emotionally manipulate you? Like, the answer is no. So it's not that you have to be perfect to be in union, but you do have to have, and I don't like the word perfect, but you do need to have perfect processes. You do need to have the tools and the systems, or it's just going to keep kicking your ass. I like to think of it like treading water in the ocean. And the waves come, they just keep like hitting you in the face and you're just taking on water, right? It's like that. That's what our initiation was like, essentially. And so that is why we're doing this. That's why we're bringing you the Twin Flame Codex. So you have the actual shit that actually works. That actually works. And it's not law of attraction manifestation, hui falui, although we do use law of attraction manifestation, but it's more about a combined understanding. And this is one of the big activations and downloads. It is a mind, body, soul methodology. And stay with me on this. We have had such a, what would you say, a crash course. If you were to think of a crash course and then think of a doctorate and combine them, if that exists, those two polarities, we've had a crash course in
the journey.
Mm-hmm. I forgot what I was just gonna say. It just like popped out. What was I talking about right before that?
The methodology.
Oh, yes. We've had a crash course in nervous system regulation. That's what I was going to say. Nervous system regulation is the body. So go ahead. You talk.
Well, and I'm just saying too, the reason why we've had a crash course is because our nervous system hasn't been regulated. Because that's what we have felt with being in union and having the wounds, having that mirror put that spotlight on us. We are able to see all of these ways that like we need to have the nervous system healed. So the subconscious works with and through the nervous system. So if you have if someone has an emotional reaction to some way that you behaved, said something, did something, anything, the way that you did any type of behavior, your nervous system marks that, and then your subconscious puts a pin in that as well. So these two are connected when it comes to the subconscious mind and the nervous system working together. So you want to be able to really bring those back into union themselves as well.
So you have the mind. Think of the mind in the mind, body, spirit example. That's a trifecta. It's a triangle. Okay, you have to have all three. So it's the subconscious mind is those programs, right? You get programmed by the environment. You can have some genetic programming. You can have like all of these things that exist. And that your subconscious mind is your filter. It's your meaning maker. It's what interprets reality. So if all you do is regulate the nervous system, right? But you don't address the subconscious programming or filter that interpreted the situation as a threat in the first place, you're just going to keep helping yourself feel better in a fucked up situation, right? Because your brain's going to see and interpret the situation as fucked up. There were so many components of this journey where I was thinking, this is so toxic. She is so fucked up. I love you. She is so fucked up, right? Yeah. What am I doing here? And that would put me back into that survival. I didn't have enough of a zoomed out perspective to fully understand everything that was going on. And that's where the soul piece comes in. Okay, so my nervous system, the soul, I didn't understand what was going on. And this is where that neutrino field that I talked about when you incarnated in, this lives inside of your astrology. This lives inside of Gene Keys, human design, astrology, I Ching. This information exists and you come coded with it. So when we can understand your soul, like I can't tell you how many cycles of separation we busted out of because we looked at what's the new moon and full moon activating right now. Or we looked at the fact that we have completely opposite moon signs. And we have completely opposite rising signs as well.
Which just means inside of the nervous system, that's the way that you feel safe.
So what makes me feel safe is the opposite of what makes her feel safe, right? Yeah. So when we're in cycle or the codependency like timelines of a twin dynamic, I'm looking to have a need met that she doesn't even speak that language. And so what this created a whole bunch of tools and clarity around how to honor each other's uniqueness, because within the twin experience, there's such a deep soul recognition that I feel like we're the same. Well, we are, but we're actually complete opposites as well. Just like our sun signs, both Aquarius, okay? Moon signs, opposite. Virgo, Pisces, opposites, okay? Right? And so what this means is that we have built-in opportunities where if I'm in the shadow of Virgo and you're in the shadow of Pisces, That is a motherfucking explosion from hell. Is it not?
Yeah.
But if I'm in the gifted side of Virgo and I'm in light, which is unregulated, okay, my mind is attached to truth. I'm not having any sort of lie, distortion, or hijack in place, okay? And I'm honoring and owning and knowing my soul design, right? Like how I operate. There's no problem between my Virgo or her Pisces ever.
No.
We can communicate about it. We can honor it.
We're best
I can
friends.
think like, okay, we're trying to get ready to leave to come here. This is our office. It's adorable. I don't know if you can see it. This is our little, we remodeled this whole cute thing. This is our office so that we have a place that's like separate from our children. We have 5 children, ages 10. Oh, you just turned 10. 10 to 15. 10 to 15. We no longer have single digits.
Yeah, we've like officially moved up in the interval to say that now, because we like have a small little window from April to July where we say they're like in the transition time anyways, moms. Okay.
Yeah.
Tangent.
So we come here so that we can have this space. Now I'm getting ready and getting us ready to go, and my beautiful, lovely wife is getting ready to go in the ways that she needs to, that are unique to her, and I am ready to go. And so then my brain is thinking, what else is she going to need to feel ready to go? And my brain knows, my cute little Pisces, she's going to want to make sure that none of the kids feel abandoned, none of the kids feel left out, none of the kids feel unsupported. And so I'm in that moment knowing, because our 2 teenagers are setting records for how long they can sleep in every day. So they weren't awake when we left to come here. I'm talking really fast so I can get through the story, so I can get to the... I promise there is one. And I create a text message for the teenagers that says, you know, the zones are on the fridge. This is where we are. We're gone from this time to this time. This is all the food. I gave them like 6 food options of food that they can eat, right? And like let them know and let them feel loved and supported, and directed them to all that, so that my baby could feel emotionally in her Pisces like all the needs are met and everyone's supported, and we can go.
Was I feeling that way? Yes. I was.
Nailed it. And so this is able to happen because I understand and speak her language. That's an example. Now.
You do.
But the truth is, y'all,
You do.
she didn't know
What my language was.
either.
Or
So
that
how
it-
could she teach me how to speak it?
Yeah, or that it needed articulating, or it's just so funny like saying it now. It's like, what do you mean? Like, I didn't know that the way I wanted things needed to be communicated. Obviously. It's just like, duh. But it's just like, I don't know what it's like. It's just like trying to communicate sometimes was hard.
Very hard.
So hard.
Well, and that one of the reasons why the twin experience can be so painful is because you do feel like you're the same soul, so they should just get me. Like you've never felt so seen before in your life and so understood. So then when they misunderstand you, is like, oh, what? And then that's when a lot of that, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm wrong. We get into these spirals of disconnection from self, lack of self-trust, like all of those things, which reverse the polarity and create a repelling energy. There have been times, as much as I'm magnetized to this beautiful woman, there have been times where I've been so repelled. That's why both of us have taken spaces of no contact, because I was so not icked out. That's not the right word. Almost like touched out.
Energetically,
it's like
icked out.
I need space from your aura being all up in me, and
well, anywhere around me.
Yeah, and then in those moments, we have discovered the key things to do, right? Which always touch on the 3, the trifecta that I was just explaining: the mind, body, soul, right? So the nervous system, the subconscious mind, and like your soul print. And we go in those moments of, we deeply focus on the self and deeply focus on the misalignments with radical accountability and responsibility. And I know some of you might be thinking like, oh, really? That's so easy to say because like you're in union, so you're like on the same team. Don't think because we're in union that we've always been on the same fucking team. Okay? One of my biggest saboteurs right here. I would be richer and fitter if she wasn't here. And that's the truth, because you can go faster alone but further together. And so there are times where there's been pausing and backstepping and zigging and zagging to like figure out how to have this work in a way that's truly honoring and truly healthy to both of us. And that has been, it's been a journey. It has been a challenge. And so, but what I will say to you, if you're thinking that, is first of all, hear me, that we're not always on the same team. Just because like we're in separation and I'm doing the work doesn't mean that she is, or just because she's doing the work doesn't mean I am. I might be in the fuck off energy. You're the problem, right? And I'm not willing to do the work. But the truth is, or vice versa. But what you have to remember is, if they are your twin and they are a mirror of your soul, aligning to yourself always fucking works. And it does. It does.
It really does.
It does. And the brain and the lies and the matrix of illusion will convince you that speaking your truth, asking for what you want, leaning in to the differences between the two of you will cause more separation. But that's a lie. It's actually the opposite. Leaning into the differences and focusing on the differentiation actually brings things together faster. It increases the polarity. That is what's sexy. Okay?
The magnetism.
The magnetism.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as we're going along, if you have any questions here in the Facebook group or here on YouTube, please don't hesitate to throw them in the chat. Even if we don't answer them now, we're going to keep a very close eye, as well as our assistant, on these feeds, especially for the next 30 days while we're leading up to the 8-8 portal. We're very, very excited for the 8-8 portal this year.
Did we even mention that it's our anniversary?
It is our wedding anniversary on the 8-8 portal, which is so cute. And also a fun tidbit. Today's the 7-7 portal. And the year of the eclipse, when the twin flame activations started, that started teeing us up to be together, I received the download that I needed to get a dog, which is crazy because I was traveling the country at the time. So didn't have like, you know, a house and a yard and all the things. I'm like living in Airbnbs with my 2-year-old and my 5-year-old, no, 6-year-old. And I got the download to get this dog. And I jumped online, and that was back with Craigslist days. Within how many minutes online? I don't even know. Let's say 7 minutes. I found a dog that was born on the 7-7 portal. Where are you, honey? Come here.
Where's this girl?
Stella, come on.
This is the little baby.
This is the Stella. This is the little familiar. It's her birthday today. Huh, honey? She is 9 today. She was born in 7/7 of 17. So lots of cool synchronicities, as you know, in the twin flame experience. There are so many synchronicities, things that are the exact opposite or things that are exactly the same. Beautiful things that remind and confirm the twinness energy. It's pretty fun. So anyways, 7-7 portal today, and we're going to be building up towards the 8-8 portal next month. So, this is one of the other things that is a huge activation that we're going to be talking about a lot more over the next month, is how important it is to understand your own genetic vulnerabilities. This is really important because they exist physically as well as spiritually. So when I'm talking about spiritual genetics, I'm talking about gene keys. That's my primary go-to source for looking at your blueprint and your design. And when it comes to shadows and when it comes to vulnerabilities. So the gene keys lay out your specific genes based on your birth date, time, and location. And each gene is in a certain sphere, in a certain area of your life, similar to astrology, like different houses and things like that. And they show each gene has a shadow and each gene has a gift, right? So when you're in the shadow, that's when you're operating from fear. And when you're in the gift, you're operating from love and oneness, okay? So when you start to understand and decode your own genetic vulnerabilities, you will see and you'll begin to recognize the ways that you trigger each other beautifully. So they're called a programming partner inside Gene Keys, but you have two shadows that one shadow activates and the next shadow activates, and it creates a negative feedback loop, and things just keep getting worse and worse and worse. But on the gifted side, it can go the other way, spiraling upwards, just keep getting better and better and better. That's why sometimes the twin journey is like freaking orgasmic delights of wonderful, sparkly rainbows and smiling kittens everywhere. It's the best. It is the best.
It's the best.
There's nothing like it.
Yep.
Like I said, you love is my drug. Okay, so understanding those genetic vulnerabilities change everything. There's also physical genetic vulnerabilities that are important to realize. Like not only did you come on a specific neutrino stream to incarnate, you also picked a specific body with specific physical genes. You picked your parent for a reason, and you're connected to the maternal and the paternal lines for a reason. Yes. It's a very important piece that will give you so much clarity of the direction, the purpose of your twin incarnation. So when a soul decides to split, like we've done, if you're here watching this, there's a specific mission that's connected to it. There's an individual mission, of course, and then there is a union mission, like a mission of the oversoul, of the entity. And the truth is, no matter what your twin does or doesn't do, you can still live your mission and you can still actualize the twin union mission. This is a thing, and this matters because then this puts you in an ultimate position of power of not needing to wait on or be subject to anybody outside of yourself. And so understanding that you chose this physical body for a reason, and it holds clues to your most effortless alignment in union. I'm going to repeat that. Your physical genes, your physical biological vulnerabilities hold key codes for you of your most aligned positioning. No different than like human design will give us like our environment. My environment is shores.
Mine's markets.
Markets, yes. And so I know that when I'm very aligned in a shore environment. That's like a physical shore and also an energetic shore. Just being on the outside of the conversation, just being on the peripheral, and not needing to always be in the heat of things in the middle. Okay, that's my part of my alignment. Markets, this is the exchanging of goods, services, and information. Keely thrives in those spaces. Knowing that can give you clues for how to orient yourself to be the most supported, okay? Knowing that I have a biological vulnerability of being neurodivergent and being ADHD gives me the language and the tools to honor my differentiation and give myself the accommodations, and it's not even accommodations, but yes, that allow me to thrive. It's just like knowing your unique care instructions. If we're each a plant, like maybe someone's tropical, maybe someone's made to be in the high desert, maybe someone's a shade plant. Like you need to know what that is, but there's so much one size fits all fuckery in this matrix, and that's for a reason, because we're all so busy trying to conform and do it like that twin or this person or that we don't differentiate. And that's something that is so important and is foundational to all the work that we do, is honoring the unique individuation of each person. Everyone has a different neurological biology, and honoring and knowing that really fucking matters. And I'm not saying we need to have labels to limit ourselves. Labels are not a destination. Labels are a direction. And that's it. So if I'm aware that I'm neurodivergent, that label doesn't put me in a box and give me a prescription and like a diagnosis or a prognosis for my life. All it does is give me a direction to look for the types of environments and accommodations that help someone with a sensitive system like me to thrive. Like, I always carry headphones. Well, we do have 5 kids, right? Ages 10 to 15. But I carry headphones because I can get dysregulated. I'm taking in a lot of information. I have a very sensitive, attuned system. That's why I'm able to read people so quickly and do the work that I do. But that comes with requiring some accommodations, which is like, okay, I gotta have some headphones with me, right? Sometimes I need to pause, and I go to the bathroom a lot. And sometimes I'm not going to the bathroom. Sometimes I'm in the bathroom, breathing, regulating, doing somatics, doing tapping, doing something to get my nervous system regulated, checking in with my brain to get my subconscious mind on track, and then rechecking in with my soul's authentic expression to be like, am I actually honoring myself right now? What do I need? What can I give to myself? What can I set up, right? To keep myself in alignment. And alignment is just when you're feeling good. Alignment isn't about being perfect. That's what I want you to hear. You don't have to be perfect to be with your twin, but you do need to have perfect processes to maintain union. And thank God, because there were some times I didn't know if we were going to be making it through. And the most recent time in full vulnerability, like, let's lift up the hood, the most recent time this happened was 7 weeks before our retreat in Costa Rica. 7 weeks, that's crazy that I just said that number. The sevens are everywhere, people. 7 weeks before the retreat, we had a period of separation, energetic and vibrational separation. And that's one of the other tools of having this camper, this cosmic cottage, where we come and do our work separate from the house. And the kids, they can't knock, they can't come in, they can't interrupt. It's separate. They would have to drive here. Is so that when we need to take space, we can, and be in two completely separate locations where, you know, I've got a fridge here, microwave, you know, I can eat here, sleep here, we got a bed, whatever we need to honor those spaces, because the initiation and the energy is so intense, and honoring it has kept the volatility to a minimum. Honestly, it's been magical. But inside of this separation, there were some key things that I was realizing that I wasn't owning and honoring about my blueprint. And I wasn't communicating them well. I wasn't requiring that my care instructions for how I live my life and run business, for the way that my gifts work, I wasn't honoring them. I wasn't communicating them. And therefore, neither was Keely to the way that I wanted or needed. And I was in a space of seeing the damage, the wound, the ways that me not honoring that had set me back from where I wanted to be, where I was dimming my light to try to not create contention. But the truth was that Keely had certain subconscious programmings around business and the way certain things worked that did not match what honors my actual soul print. And so there was conflict there. And I don't want to like speak for you at all. So interrupt me if I'm wrong and tell it what it really was. But this seemed to also create an experience in Keely of not feeling heard, and not feeling like I was like respecting her opinion or trying it her way and honoring her method, which that is that kind of how it felt?
Mm-hmm.
Which is a huge wound, right? Of not being understood, or your voice doesn't matter. And it wasn't about that for me. It was never that I thought her way wouldn't work. It was just that I just knew inside of me, like, I don't work that way. That's not what lines me up. It might line you up or other people, but it doesn't line me up. And so I needed to kind of draw a line in the sand for myself. And that's what it always comes back to. It's a mirror of like, I'm not going to operate in a way that dishonors this about me anymore. And if there's any more like conversation about it, any more blame about it, any of this, like, I'm unavailable for it. And I drew a line in the sand. And this is like the closest I've ever felt. Like, I don't know if we're gonna make it, where and it's not uncommon in the twin dynamic to have those things come up in separation. When you're in separation, that fear voice comes in and is like, I don't know if we're going to make it, and I don't know if we can stay together. You see this in all relationships, can have that, but twin dynamics, there's an amplification of it. And there can be sometimes this like really dramatic swing where there's been moments where I've never felt so in love and so clear that I'm with the right person. And then within 24 hours, I'm like, where should I live, like, now that we're breaking up and getting a divorce? Even though that hasn't been said, it's not a plan that's been decided, those are some of the things that come up. And so we've had several windows of separation like this. I would say over our 7 years together, we usually have between 1 and 2 a year that are kind of more extreme, kind of more us each individually coming to our own tapped out with a pattern, and one or both of us needing to kind of like separate to go back inside and figure out what's ours to own and shift things. And there's never just one side. Like, anytime there's something that Keely needs to shift, I also have something that needs to shift. And that's why the power of facing yourself in the mirror and focusing on your own lane is so important. It's so important.
Well, it's inevitable. It's like part of the evolution that happens, and that's part of the things that we've like discovered. When we're by ourselves, we like do those steps. You know, we're like, basically, we're doing something with the mind, body, and the spirit. You know, we're doing something. We just didn't realize certain times that we were like putting them all together, but there's like a part, I would say, in our DNA that's like, as a twin, it's like you come knowing obviously how to regulate yourself, but also ways that you're like finally in your own aura, in your own energy, in your own space. And so now you have time to like really look, and you have time to reflect, and you have time to like really take responsibility, and you have like that space that you give yourself, that you probably haven't been giving yourself, or looking at, or owning, or feeling into, in all the ways that has created the separation initially. So
That's true.
it just goes back to like, by yourself you can go fast, but together you can go further with it, which means like, what I mean by that, there's just so many things that we've discovered that's like, why? But excited to just
share them.
Yeah,
It's true.
it's fun. So
it's true. And you know, you're bringing up a really important point. You know, there are tools out there for twins, and there are like things that aren't necessarily tied to the twin journey. They're tied to any transformational journey that we've utilized, right? So there's EFT tapping, meditations. But what we've discovered is any one of these individual tools isn't enough on its own. So what we've done is we've compiled all of them through that trifecta into one built-in system, a codex, with specific codes that need to be activated and installed. It's not just like activated. Activated is like the start, or the awareness, or the excitement, right? That's like the gun that goes off at the beginning of the race. But there's actually a race to be run, and that's what the system is for, is to help you go the journey, and to have the tools to have the perfect process, because it never ends. You're never just like, oh, you're back in union. We've worked with quite a few twins, and they're like really wanting to manifest union. And I'm like, take advantage of the no contact. Take advantage of this time, because the journey doesn't end when you just get back into union. And that's important. So one of the things that we've developed that is proprietary, and we're so through the roof excited. So there's actually two things. The first one I'm going to tell you about is called Codex installations. Now, these are actual like new installations into your operating system, like a new software that you're uploading. And essentially it operates, and I have a note here, so you're going to see me look down. The first piece of it, and it's inside this process. An installation takes anywhere from 7 to 10 minutes. You ideally want to be alone. You're going to have some body movement, some eye closed visualization time. It's not a meditation, it's not a visualization, but you will visualize inside of it, right? It is not a full-on hypnosis, although this has been curated by a past life regression hypnotherapist. So there's components and utilization of a lot of the psychological principles and tools that we've gathered over time, but combined into one installation. So you regulate the nervous system first, okay? Then you go into releasing the old pattern. So let's use the example of the Twin Genesis protocol. So the Twin Genesis protocol is our primary installation that everyone gets within 48 hours of signing up for the Codex. That's important, because that is the installation that we recommend you start doing every single day leading up to the 8/8 portal. So the sooner you start it, the bigger and better, more set up you're going to be coming into the 8/8. So I highly recommend getting in. If you know that this is meant for you, just do it now, and let's get you started. You're also going to get something else. You're going to get a Twin Flame Codex soul print, and I'm going to talk about that in just a second. That's that blueprint I was telling you about that you need to know. And this soul print, I'm going there, just happened, the tangent, okay? This soul print shows you like, what's the purpose of your twin union? What's the deepest shadow it activates? What's the gift coming out of it? Like, it is fucking golden, and it's derived from human design aspects and gene key aspects. So I've created this proprietary technology, this methodology for interpreting your charts through the lens of twin union. It's the shit. And it's just the start of what we have for you coming into your differentiation and knowing how to play in the twin flame space to create the conditions for lasting union, not just reunion sparks and amazing sex for a week, but actual like lasting, deep, stable union. Okay, so your nervous system, then you identify the old pattern. So in the twin genesis protocol, it's the pattern around rumination, obsession, anxiety, fear of separation. It's your very basic cornerstone installation. That's why everyone gets it right away, and we start with it. Okay, so you're going to release that old pattern, and then you're going to install and recode the new identity. Then you're going to receive the new frequency of that. And then you anchor that in through embodiment. This is like visualizing it, visualizing yourself actually walking it out. And this is a powerful component of it. This locks it in. That's the anchoring piece. Mm-hmm. This matters because, for example, they did a study where they had individuals meditate and visualize themselves lifting weights for 2 weeks, but they didn't actually lift a weight. Their muscle mass increased by 13%. This is the anchoring piece. At the end of an installation, you do the anchor, and that's where you actually see yourself walking it out in the new identity, the new pattern, the new way of being. It is fucking amazing. And this is what takes, this is not like, the Twin Flame Codex is not like a program or a course. It is an initiation where you're going to go through 8 codes starting on the 8-8 portal that position you to create the conditions for lasting divine union. The second piece you get right when you sign up in the Codex is the soul print. So the soul print is going to answer those really deep questions. I had a few little notes here. So it reveals why the same relationship cycles are repeating in your twin union, so you can understand where it's coming from and know your side of ending the negative feedback loop. And you really get clear on what your soul is asking you to embody through the way you've incarnated in this lifetime. So what this means is that unique neutrino stream that you incarnated on, which is the date, time, and location of your birth, that's your neutrino stream. Okay, that neutrino stream that you incarnated on, which I was already telling you holds all these codes and clues for your best and truest alignment. It carries in it the purpose of why you chose that neutrino stream, which is your spiritual DNA. And you can also begin to decode from that, because it's linked, what you physically have chosen. Why did I choose to incarnate as a woman? And you're a woman. Why did we do this? Right? We have, we know a twin flame couple that's an age gap couple. There's twin flame couples that are opposite races, opposite cultures, opposite, right? Mm-hmm. And there are so many beautiful things as you start going down the journey of each individual twin, that are those purposes for why you chose what you chose when you chose it. And knowing that is everything. It's like the roadmap to union, essentially. So when you get locked in for the Twin Flame Codex, the links are in the descriptions of both of these lives. There's a basic initiation and a quantum. The quantum includes a twin flame past life regression with Keeli, what does it include with me? A more expansive soul print session with me, where we go into your history and into your charts, and we lay everything out. And then it also includes an activation session with the both of us, looking at your union and putting our projector lovin's all up in there.
Yeah, and we're not going to tell you if certain people are or not your twin.
Yeah, if you're wondering that we don't do that. But code number 1 inside of the Twin Flame Codex is about twin flame discernment and knowing if they're your twin or not. So you will be answering that question inside of the first code for yourself. Is this my twin flame? That's a very important activation that tees up the entire path. It really matters. It's the thing that's itching and irking everybody. So if you're wondering, is this psycho motherfucker my twin flame? Is this really what I chose and signed up for? You will discover that in the first week, in the first code that we're bringing forward. So what I would recommend, if this is calling to you, get in, get registered. Within the next 48 hours, you'll get your installation as well as your chart. We send them over together, and I like to give myself at least 48 hours to compile and put your chart together. your soul print together, and then you'll get both. And you'll start your installation, daily installation. This is the Twin Genesis. What is it? It's the Twin Genesis Protocol. That's what it is. The Twin Genesis Protocol is the first installation you'll start doing. That restores you into your sovereignty. It's like I said, it's the cornerstone installation, shifting out of enmeshment and codependency into sovereignty, clearing and detoxing any like leaks, tags, nefarious type energies as well. So it is foundational. We are the same sex, and there is an age gap.
This journey is intense.
It is intense. We see you. It can be really intense. My invitation, if you feel called, give yourself the shortcut. That's why we're doing this. We feel really called, almost forced, I'd say, almost forced. We've had some other projects we were putting first, and we put a lot of our twin flame stuff on the back burner. Oh, one day. And then it's been like this beautiful nudge / shove off the cliff from the universe. It's like, it's really time. And all the synchronicities and all the signs lined up with it, the timing, the dates, everything. And so couldn't be more excited to experience the 7/7 to 8/8 portal with all of you. Whether you're joining us in the actual Twin Flame Codex or not, stay connected to us here. We're going to continue to go live, sharing insights, snippets, tools that have completely allowed us to stay in union, honestly, and to really move out of, it's not that you move out of the separation cycle, like you always are doing this, right? And there's these moments like this, but what happens is this moment of separation feels entirely different. We feel almost more connected when we're like this sometimes than when we're like this. And that is a huge like reversal. And like, what would you say, like, how would you even describe like the percentage of like our old volatility with like triggers and like fights? It's like we basically don't fight now, actually, which I think for twins is really unique. Like we have a no fight relationship. That doesn't mean we don't have disagreements or triggers, but essentially using these methodologies and these tools, which again, like you got to hear me, like it's not one or the other. You need nervous system regulation, you need subconscious reprogramming, and you have to understand your soul print, which also includes your physical genetics, because understanding regulation and understanding our neurodivergence and creating an environment that supports that, and an ideology in us that we've reprogrammed subconsciously to honor it, like it's a no fight relationship. And I don't know if twins say that shit. I'd like to know. We'll be the first. But what would you say percentage wise, like from our volatility at the peak of our highs and lows volatility of separation and union energy to now, what percentage of decrease have we had? I'm asking the Pisces, kind of a Virgo question, huh?
I would say like 95%.
Ah, that's what I was gonna say. I was like 90 to 95. Yeah. And a genuine like ease and peace and flow. Like this is gonna sound ironic, but I've never felt so in love and so stable, but I've also never felt so okay if we weren't to stay together. There were years there where imagining not being together was like unheard of and unconscionable. And this is part of something that you learn in the codex. Just imagine feeling that level of peace of either way, I'm all good. And that's when you have returned to full union inside of yourself. And that's actually ironically what makes genuine intense union possible, is that neutrality. Thank you. Taking out the trash. So powerful. Beautiful. So thank you for being here today on our 7/7 portal transmission. If you have any questions about the Twin Flame Codex initiation, post them down here, or reach out to us on our other platforms, and we would love to answer your questions and support you. This next month is going to be good. So if you are watching us on YouTube, comment below if you want the Facebook group access, and at the 222, this is the perfect time to wrap it up. If you're watching the replay, let us know. Honored to be here. Honored to have you here. We know that this is getting to the perfect people in the perfect way, the perfect timing at the 7/7 portal. We are moving into a really fun, exciting evolutionary shift right now, and it's time for twins to really stand up and to step in to the real power and the real magic that is the twin flame union container. There is nothing like it to evolve and to catalyze, to launch you, I don't know the words, into your highest self, into your most epic actualization. You're here.
It's your birthright.
It's your fucking birthright.
It really is.
It really is. And what do we do with these dimples?
Kiss them.
Kiss them. We kiss them.
Yep.
All right. Lots of love to all of you, and stay tuned. We have a fun month planned for all of you.
We really do.
So, and again, if you go in and get yourself set up, we'll get you that first installation as well as your own soul print, your Twin Flame Codex soul print to you. This is about a 5-page report. It'll blow your socks off, and you can get started on working through those different components right away. Yeah. So, lots of love to you, and we will talk to you later.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
How to stop it on this actually.
Oh, you're welcome, Yella603. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
How do we end live?